it catches in my throat, and I sort of regurgitate fluids in my mouth. I partially throw up when I say President Trump, but for the sake of not making you sick, I regurgitate the throw up during the process of throwing up. I do that for you.
Thank you.
Now, here's the problem. Trump and alt-right news, especially Trump, talks about fake news, phony news.
Right.
And I think he has a point there. When I was watching the news today, Meet the Press, those sorry dogs chasing their tail news stories that have the same talking heads. At least on our show, we're different talking heads than what you see on regular TV. And I would argue we're better talking heads than the majority of the talking heads that are talking on TV. But
that's true.
Let me get to the crux.
They have politicians on there that they're interviewing. Of course, they also have those things where 4 or 5 news reporters get together and try to outdo each other on the same story to the point that you're sick and tired of it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but they're playing the same tune. And here's the problem why I have to agree with President Trump. Excuse me. The problem there is that I saw on the news was they say, well, Trump is doing things that might be problematic for his agenda. They are following the context of a normal presidency in which the president has an agenda that connects with the American public. And that, I think, is a big mistake. Trump is a narcissistic, pathological narcissist. And if you understand that, you understand his pathology is he only has one agenda, and that is promoting the Trump brand and the Trump family. So consequently, these issues of what the Republicans do are completely side issues for him. He could go against Ryan in a New York minute without any problem. And
well, that's the thing. I mean, he really doesn't give a damn about Obamacare one way or another. He'll go along with to make Ryan happy. He'll go along with him, but does he really care? No. He'd probably like his voters to get some type of coverage.
Well, only because, he may need them in the next election, or he may need them to rebel if he's impeached. There's good political reason for him to try and keep his base. I mean, it's leverage. So it's screwy that he would allow Ryan to go forward. He could just say, Ryan, your bill is crap. So I'll tell you, I don't understand that, because I don't think he has any agenda other than the Trump agenda. And if you understand that, if you understand there's only one agenda, then you understand why Trump loves Putin. Because if you've noticed, if you studied the news lately, it's being found that the transfer of money is very clever from Russia. You've got millions and millions of dollars of Russians buying apartments in Trump towers, but they don't actually show up in the towers. And the actual owner of the rooms in the Trump towers, other than we know they're Russians, is hidden. So once again, it's a dog chasing its tail when someone says, well, was there collusion with Russia? That's what the emoluments clause of the Constitution is supposed to prevent. If somebody is so financially deep into the Russians, there's collusion right there. You don't need to look any further.
Yes, that's true. I mean, he's deep involved with the Russians. He won't release his taxes, so you don't know the details, but he is definitely involved with the Russians.
Well, and that explains what his agenda is. When he met with Merkel, he treated her in a shabby fashion.
Uh-huh.
But
what did he do to her that was shoddy and shabby?
What did he do?
Uh-huh.
Well, he refused to shake her hand, for one thing.
He did? Why did he do that?
Because, well, that's a good question. I'm going to answer that question. Because if you understand the psychology of Trump and the fact he has only one agenda, and it's not the agenda of promoting America, then you understand why. Putin wants to undermine NATO, and you undermine NATO by being offensive to England, by the offensive to Germany, and consequently, the next thing he said after Merkel left was, well, Germany owes huge amounts of money to the United States. So, because basically he's trying to put Germany down, he's trying to weaken the NATO alliance because of collusion with Russia. Is there any collusion?
I think there is.
Well, intelligence officers in 2016, 2050, there's this one intelligence officer whose last name is Nance. I can't remember his first name. But he said to an intelligence officer, they absolutely knew, without going any deeply into it, that he was an agent of the Russian state because of his behavior. These are spies, so they're able to make an inference about a person's agenda from the behavior, and his behavior, his strange behavior towards Putin, shows that he is an agent or asset of Russia.
Oh, he certainly acts like it. Yeah, I mean, I can see how you come to that conclusion. Everything he does seems to favor Putin, and he seems to want, I agree, he does seem to be trying to destroy NATO.